Ooh, what is up, everybody? Chris Bazzy here. Welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be a fun one. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed the little weird kind of intro to this video. What I did was I strapped a GoPro to my head and I decided to make my morning coffee from like a first-person point of view. It's probably not the best quality and it's kind of a weird thing, but I just wanted to try something new, try a little different, kind of a camera angle, kind of a weird, I don't know. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you didn't, oh well. So today we're going to be talking about Premiere Pro settings. Now specifically we're going to be talking about what settings to use for your project when you start up the project, and then the settings you use to export. Now this is just what I do, and I have found that it's given me the best results when it comes to uploading to YouTube. Because one thing to keep in mind is that YouTube will nerf the quality of your video by a little bit. So this will help kind of give you a greater, help you upload a greater quality video to YouTube, because they're going to downscale it, they're going to compress it, they're going to desaturate it just a little bit. And so I just want to make sure you guys get the best looking video content when you upload. So without further ado, let's hop into the computer and let's get this thing started. First off, you're going to create your new project. Now you're going to name it whatever you want, whatever current project you're working on, that's great. So we're just going to call this Tut. Love it. So at this point, you can start dumping in your footage and then you can throw it onto the timeline. And what that's going to do is Premiere Pro is going to take the information from the video clips that you put into your timeline and it's going to create a sequence for you, which is awesome. But for me, what I do is I already have a preset setting for when I create a new sequence. We're going to go into File, New, then we're going to do Sequence. Now I have two different custom sequence. One is for 4K. Don't worry, if you're not shooting in 4K, that's okay. I'm not shooting in 4K. So we have a 4K setting that we're going to use. Let's go ahead and open that up. Okay, so now we are working in a 4K timeline. Now again, I'm not shooting in 4K. I'm shooting all my content in 1080p. I'm throwing that into a 4K timeline. I'm upscaling it to 4K, and then I'm exporting that out as 4K as well. What that is doing is that's taking my 1080p footage and it's bringing it into a higher quality and then exporting it. And then when YouTube finally gets it, it looks amazing. It's gonna look better than if you just upload 1080p footage to YouTube. To me, it makes a difference. Maybe not to you, but that's okay. This is what I'm doing. Once you get that open, you start dumping in your clips and music files and you start editing. And then when you go to export, so we're gonna go File, Export, and we have no media. So let's just dump something in here real quick. Alright, so we got this time lapse here that we're just going to dump into our timeline. And it's going to prompt you, do you want to change your sequence settings to match this clip if you don't have anything in your timeline, or do you want to keep the existing settings? You always want to keep existing settings, because depending on if you're filming in 1080p, we're in a 4K timeline. If you choose change sequence settings, that means that your timeline will now go to a 1080p. It'll match whatever that clip is. So I just say keep existing settings. It's going to be small, that's fine. I click on it, make sure the clip is highlighted. I go to Effect, and I'm just going to upscale that. Now you can do that by hitting the 200%, or what you could do is you can right click on the clip itself, and you have these two options here. You can scale to frame size or set to frame size. I haven't seen a difference between the two, so you can pick either one, and it's just going to upscale that for you. Here's a pro tip. If you're trying to upscale a ton of footage, instead of going one by one and typing in 200%, 200%, 200%, just highlight all of them, right click, and then you can set that to where it'll adjust to fit the frame size. It makes it easier on you, saves you time, you're off to the races. Okay, so once you get all that, everything's cut, everything's done, now we're going to export this bad boy. So we're going to go to File, Export Media, and now it's going to show us our export settings. So on this is what I do. Now, this isn't like you have to do this, isn't set in stone. This will probably change for me in a year or whatever, but this is what I have found that works best for me. We're going to keep the format the same, H.264. On the preset tab, we're going to click on it and we're going to go all the way down to YouTube 4K. And then we're going to hit match source, lock all that in, scroll down, and we're going to check render at maximum depth, and then we're going to check use maximum render quality. And that's it. Now it'll export a 4K video, even though it's not 4K, it'll export it out. And then when you go to upload it to YouTube, it's going to be a better, higher res better looking quality video than it would if you just use a 1080p. So anyway, that's pretty much it. That's what I do. That's how my videos look just a little bit better than what they used to be. And I love this. This was actually a tip that I got from here on YouTube, just typing in best export settings, and I found a couple people do it this way, and that's awesome. Anyway, I hope this video was helpful. I hope it made sense. I hope it was easy enough to follow and understand. And if it was, hey, it's YouTube. You know what to do. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.